Hello everyone, I'm Jack Fisher and welcome to my world. And for many proud Americans, the 4th of July is a time-honored tradition. Sure, we may be hopelessly divided to the point where we may ruin the future of our nation out of spite, but for just a couple of days in July, we take a moment to kick back, enjoy a burger and a cold drink, and watch some fireworks together. Many also use this holiday to enjoy some movies with a patriotic bend. While I'm sure everyone has their favorites, I'm confident saying there's one movie that's not just better than all of them, it actually encapsulates the true essence of American patriotism in a perfect cinematic spectacle. And that movie is Team America, World Police. And no, I am not saying that as a joke or to be ironic. I am dead serious in stating that this movie is the most patriotic movie ever made. And the primary reason it's so great on every level is because it's brutally, hilariously honest about what patriotism actually entails. Now, that may sound absurd on every level, but I stand by this position with every ounce of American zeal, and I intend to prove it. Sure, I concede a certain level of absurdity to some extent, because the entire concept and format of this movie just sounds like something someone came up with while stoned, drunk, and mildly concussed. It's a movie featuring puppets, a form of entertainment usually reserved for children, or skits on Robot Chicken. And the creative minds behind it are Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park and the undisputed dynamic duo of modern satire. So you can rightly assume that it'll include profanity, offensive stereotypes, and fart jokes. And, true to their brand, they deliver on that front. But there's so much more to Team America than textbook toilet humor. If you take a moment to separate the plot from the profanity-laced puppetry, you can find genuine ideas of substance. And even though the circumstances of this movie are tied to the events and politics of the early 2000s, those ideas are still very relevant. I would even argue they've helped this movie age better than most, while still being hilarious. Because from the very beginning, the essence of this movie revolves around time-tested tropes of over-the-top American jingoism. Team America is this flashy, terrorist-hunting task force. They carry themselves less like a legitimate military operation and more like a squad of wannabe superheroes. Everything they do and say is what you would expect of super patriotic American stereotypes. Going out into the world, hunting down evil terrorists, and taking them out like generic action heroes. The overall team dynamics even feel like they were ripped from a standard action movie you might watch on the 4th of July. You've got Lisa, a psychologist and overall idealist. You've got Carson, Lisa's love interest, who carries himself like a quintessential hardened soldier. You've got Sarah, the psychic who isn't really that good of a psychic outside of plot convenience. You've got Joe, who acts like the star quarterback of a Texas high school football team. And you've got Chris, the martial arts guru with a cynical attitude who hates actors for an understandable but messed up reason. Sure, they're all puppets, but they all have the polished appearance of supermodels and the dress sense of Evel Knievel. If you wanted to present American militarism in a way that's loud, flashy, and photogenic, Team America would check every box. And in the first 5 minutes of this movie, we see how they operate. A terrorist cell is poised to unleash an attack on Paris, France. There's nothing elaborate about it. It's carried out by people who look like the Middle Eastern terrorists we've seen in any number of TV shows and movies. And in terms of motivations, it's overly simple, exceedingly dumbed down, and utterly lacking in nuance. Then, Team America shows up in a star-spangled spectacle, and they take down the terrorists as only America can, which is to say they're needlessly loud, reckless, and arrogant, resulting in all sorts of collateral damage that likely exceeds whatever plot the terrorists had intended. But Team America is blissfully unaware of this. They're so myopic in their efforts to fight terrorists that nothing else matters to them, a sentiment that largely echoes real-world political issues. It's all shrouded in hilarious absurdities and forced melodrama, because even with this so-called success, the main source of drama is that one of the terrorists kills Carson, who had just proposed to Lisa. It basically speedruns a romantic tragedy that hits the team hard, much harder than all the collateral damage they just caused. But it also sets the tone for the kind of movie Team America strives to be. It's going to be overly dramatic when it comes to the dynamics between the members of the team, And it's going to show all the flaws in how they operate, but without acknowledging the implications. It's also going to take full advantage of the fact that this movie is entirely acted with puppets, ensuring it can turn the satirical absurdities up to 11 and beyond. Regardless of how you feel about the team, how they operate, or the format of the movie, you know you're in for a fun time. This is going to be funny. This is going to be as crude and vulgar as any episode of South Park. But it's also going to have some important insights in between the humor. And those insights are what make Team America the ultimate manifestation of American uber-patriotism. The bulk of these themes emerge largely through Gary Johnson, the primary protagonist of the movie after Team America's mission in Paris. He's no all-American super soldier, but he is a successful actor on Broadway. But that's the only skill that matters to Spotswood, the Nick Fury-type leader of Team America. He recruits Gary for a mission to infiltrate a terrorist group in Egypt. And while his training is just a blatant parody of every Rocky movie, he still goes along with it, seeing it as answering the call for his country. He even ends up succeeding, channeling his acting skills to infiltrate the terrorist cell, expose them for Team America's attack, and even winning the love of the still heartbroken Lisa. Yes, there's still a lot more collateral damage, and Gary's acting is suspect on purpose, but this apparent success ends up leading to another terrorist attack that hits the Panama Canal. And unlike before, Team America cannot ignore the backlash. Their reckless jingoism caused so much resentment globally that they're blamed for this attack, an effort led largely by a group of well-known actors in the Film Actors Guild. But what neither Gary nor the rest of Team America knows is that much of this backlash is part of an elaborate plot by Kim Jong-il, whose cartoonishly evil persona is only slightly more exaggerated than his real-world counterpart. He's the one who helped organize and arm the terrorist groups that Team America fought. He also uses the Film Actors Guild as willing pawns in a plot to stage his own attack. Again, it's not overly complicated, but in terms of evil plots, it really doesn't have to be. Kim Jong-il just lets Team America be themselves on the global stage, and the Film Actors Guild responds as anyone would expect of elitist Hollywood types. All this does is create an opportunity for Kim Jong-il to be the asshole he strives to be on a bigger level. And it's here where the political undertones of Team America become a lot less subtle. It's also where Matt Stone and Trey Parker's unique method of dealing with these undertones really shines. Like they've done through multiple seasons of South Park, they take an equal opportunity approach towards lampooning each side of the political spectrum. They make fun of right-wing reactionaries in the same way they make fun of left-wing liberals. It's not so much about the politics themselves as much as it is about mocking people who take themselves too damn seriously. It's easy to poke fun at those who cheer America on as if it were their favorite sports team, thinking that a group like Team America can do no wrong. But it's harder to mock those on the other side, if only because they see themselves as good, righteous, and pure. They think the mere fact of pointing out Team America's recklessness makes them better by default, even if they do nothing of real value. But this movie does not spare them the same mockery. Because when it comes to super liberal Hollywood types, Matt Stone and Trey Parker pull no punches. These well-known, well-paid celebrities carry themselves as though they know the source of all these problems, be it terrorism, violence, or any other bad thing that ever happens. They know beyond a shadow of a doubt that Team America is the real cause of these attacks, and to hell with all the complexity and nuance. They just know because they're celebrities. They get to travel the world, talk to people, and give important speeches on major news networks. And somehow that qualifies them to make these judgments. I'm sure when I lay it out in that context, it sounds so stupid. But the truth is, that's not too far from how things play out in the real world. When this movie came out, the Second Iraq War was in full swing, and it wasn't uncommon for actors and celebrities of all types to give their input on it. Now, there's nothing wrong with that in and of itself, but the fact that these people are taken seriously, and remember, their only qualification is that they're successful actors, that's pretty messed up. It would be hilarious if it didn't have serious ramifications in the real world. But that's the brilliance of Team America World Police. They make it hilarious by making these celebrities more full of themselves than they already are. This makes what plays out with Gary and the rest of Team America work so well. Because Gary, despite being an actor himself, struggles with the implications of his own actions. he actually has a moment of introspection, something neither Team America nor the Film Actors Guild dares to consider. At one point, it literally makes him sit, which sets the stage for the most glorious cinematic barfing scene in the history of all cinema. But beyond it just being hilarious, it helps Gary gain a critical perspective, one best summed up in his legendary speech about dicks, pussies, and assholes. Now, I am not being hyperbolic when I say this is the single greatest speech ever made in any movie. And since I can never do every word justice, I'll just let Gary's words speak for themselves.
We're dicks! We're reckless, arrogant, stupid dicks! And the Film Actors Guild are pussies. And Kim Jong-il is an asshole. Pussies don't like dicks, because pussies get fucked by dicks. But dicks also fuck assholes. Assholes who just want to shit on everything. Pussies may think they can deal with assholes their way, but the only thing that can fuck an asshole is a dick with some balls. The problem with dicks is that sometimes they fuck too much, or fuck when it isn't appropriate.
Yes, Gary, yes.
And it takes a pussy to show them that. But sometimes pussies get so full of shit that they become assholes themselves. Because pussies are only 1.5 inches away from assholes. I don't know much in this crazy, crazy world. But I do know that if you don't let us fuck this asshole, we are gonna have our dicks and our pussies all covered in shit.
Seriously, I challenge anyone to find a speech that better captures the human condition, as well as the concepts of excess patriotism and overindulgent self-righteousness. And this insight, this vulgar, coarse generalization of everything Team America embodies, that's what secures this movie as the greatest patriotic movie of all time. It's not just because the speech is true, direct, and objectively funny. It's also because it's honest. It lays out with abundant clarity that this is the byproduct of this particular brand of patriotism. Yes, it leads people to being dicks on a global stage. And when you're a dick, you just don't care about collateral damage. You don't care about the consequences of your actions. You just act. Now, it's not wrong to call dicks out for that. But to blame them as the sole source of every problem, and to whine endlessly without actually doing something to improve the overall situation, it doesn't make you righteous. That just makes you a pussy, wanting to right all the wrongs without actually getting your hands dirty. And that doesn't help make the world a better place. That just creates opportunities for the assholes and the Kim Jong-ils of the world. No matter where society goes in terms of culture and politics, there will always be assholes to deal with. And like it or not, the best way to deal with assholes is to be a dick. Team America World Police does plenty to mock how Americans see themselves, thinking they're fighting for freedom while ignoring the consequences of that fight. But it also makes the case that assholes have no nationality, and pussies lack the self-awareness and the will to deal with them. This movie may be hilarious, vulgar, and absurd on so many levels, but to date, it offers the most honest and balanced message when it comes to unabashed American patriotism. There's a lot of good and a lot of bad, a lot of dicks, a lot of pussies, and a whole lot of assholes all over the world. Trying to police it is impossible, and it's bound to get messy, even if your intentions are good. To offer a message like that is difficult, especially around the 4th of July when it's so easy to be blinded by national pride. Team America World Police gave us this message, with puppets, profanity, and fake vomit. But it's an important message, one that applies for every day of the year. The fact that this movie conveyed that message in a way that was also hilarious, well, that's just a bonus that should make every freedom-loving American even more proud, especially on the 4th of July. Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks for joining me in my world. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and fuck yeah, America.